All while you were basically starting a wrestling captain at linebacker in Malcolm Rodriguez. You got nothing out of Calvin Bunches last year. You're hoping Trace Ford can be that dude that holds you down the way that Jordan Brailford did years ago. And Kobe Harvell-Peel is the best chance that they have of getting a defensive back drafted this year. Like, the idea that Oklahoma State is outperforming USC. I would lose my mind if I was an SC fan. Meanwhile, Oregon charging up. Oregon was ranked number 25 in team talent in 2018. 2020, they're number 12. That's a 110% increase. Because Mario Cristobal is just out there recruiting like an SEC West school. Kayvon Thibodeau, Noah Sewell, Justin Flo, Dante Manning. Meanwhile, don't look now, but Mac Brown got North Carolina headed in the right direction. And as bad as they are, they're undefeated. They're the number 5 team in the country. It's a soft 5. I don't think they're going to stay there. I mean, you give up the booty to Vitek the way they gave up the booty to Vitek, you're not going to stay there. But aren't they doing better than Oklahoma State? Aren't they doing better than SC? Texas? Let's not even include Oklahoma State, right? Let's not even do that. Because I get it. They're undefeated. They ain't played that many games, but they undefeated, right? Cool. Texas and USC. In what world is Texas or USC supposed to be behind North Carolina? In football. Yikes. Meanwhile, UCLA, that's a fire. But we've already known that's a fire. And then there's the old Jim Harbaugh. All right, so Ohio State is one of the top, I think, 3 teams in team talent this year. Michigan is at 7 in 2017. Michigan is at number 17 in 2020. You land Dax Hill and Darian Green-Warren, and you still not even in the top 10. And Michigan's over here acting like they're supposed to win the game this year. Nah, man. Jim Harbaugh, one of the 3 highest paid dudes in college football. Make more money than Ryan Day. Doesn't even have a Big Ten East championship to show for it. Shows up to the Citrus Bowl, gets handed his head by Mac Jones. What are we going to do with Michigan? Probably the same thing we're going to do with Florida State, because as bad as Michigan is, Florida State sucks. I'm old enough to remember Bobby Bowden's Florida State teams. I remember how good those teams were. Winky, Warwick. I remember what it meant to be a Florida State Seminole, and it just don't mean that no more. That's not what it is. Marvin Wilson is the best you can do. You already traded out the quarterbacks. Getting embarrassed on national television. Year in, year out, week in, week out. I don't know what it's going to take for Florida State to get back to good, but Mike Norvell's first year is not going well. It's just not going well. Goodness. Let's check the chat. What's we got here? Shout out to Clemson, number 4. Yeah, okay. Man, the Clemson dudes just come in here to say Clemson. Telling you, don't nobody want to talk college football. People just want to talk about their teams. Let me see. Dude said, I'm paying attention. Hell of a live stream so far. Just at work listening to you, brother. I appreciate that, Robert. Shout out to you, man. Michigan doesn't have the stomach or the stones to make any changes. I mean, I don't think that's true. They went from Brady Hoke to Rich Rod. Rich Rod came out there running basketball on grass, running spread, no pass. They'll change. It's just where they're going to go from Jim Harbaugh. Who they going to go get? Perhaps the move is Kerry Combs. Just go raid Ohio State. Raid Ohio State for the best position coach they got. That actually might be Larry Johnson Sr. So, hey, who wouldn't want to see Larry Johnson Sr. as head coach? I would. I think that he's got the kind of position that Bill Bedenbaugh has at Oklahoma, and that there's no amount of money. I think Larry Johnson Sr. could be the first $1 million position coach, and it would be fine. Or not even the first. Just be $1 million position coach and it'd be fine. Like, I think Bill Bedenbaugh makes something like $850,000 to coach offensive line. They're that good. You pay those men to be that good. Here I am giving Michigan opportunities to better itself, and Michigan fans just going to laugh at me. Okay. Look, man. I'm trying to help you be competitive. The same way that I try to help Texas be competitive. Like this is the worst OU team anybody's seen since 2014, and Texas lost to it. Even after the Big 12 refs gifted them 46 extra seconds, still lost that game. Now what you got? You got intense conversation about the school fight song. How far is Miami's defense away from being good? It was good. Greg Rousseau was going to make it great. Quincy Rote was going to make it good. Jalen Phillips solidified good. They just not good enough to beat Clemson. That's what it is. It's not how long before they get good. They are good. They're just not Clemson. Nobody in the ACC is. That's kind of the point. Like, if we're doing like a 4-team tournament, there's only 4 teams we would put in right now. Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and Georgia. And you can make an argument that only Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State actually deserve to be there. Because, like, we do this deserve thing that my brothers at the College Football Nerds channel do. You only come up with like 3 teams every year. I'm not a deserve type of dude. I'm not an elitist in that way. I want to see everybody get the same opportunity to get ran by Alabama. I want to see a 16-team playoff. I want to see 5 teams get an opportunity to run the table. Everybody loves the NCAA tournament. All of a sudden, they don't want it in college football. They play 24 teams in the playoff in the FCS. The same teams end up in the national championship. It's fine. More games, more inventory, more money, bigger audience, national television audiences that actually care about what's going on because it's no longer the regional sport that it is when it's played in the Pac-12, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, as much as that is. Like, this would be a great year for it because can't nobody play no defense. You want to talk about having wide open football games. Like, knowing that Alabama can get 48 dropped on their skull by an unranked Ole Miss makes me giddy. Because right now, Clemson and Georgia are the only 2 football teams in America that can play defense. And they don't get to play each other off top. So if you can turn it into 63 versus 56, you got a shot to beat Clemson. If you can turn it into 56 to 65, you got a shot against Georgia. Right now, you're just hoping that you can keep it together if you are Georgia or Clemson. Alabama going to be all right. Because that's what Alabama does. They be all right. Let's see what else we got in here. Before we wrap it up. Best coach in Michigan history was an OSU guy, so why not? I mean, the best coach in Texas history was an OU guy. That's not the take you think it is, Corey. It's not. It's not the take you think it is. It happens a lot. Happens all the time. Just what it is. Let's see. Do you think we see a difference in Alabama's defense, or was Ole Miss's offense just that good? The answer to both of your questions is yes. Ole Miss is that good. They got buckets against Kentucky. They got buckets against Florida. They got buckets against Alabama. That's not a fluke. They're good. Kenny Yeboah is good. Matt Corral is figuring this thing out. Jerry and Ely is good. Elijah Moore is good. Now, as for Alabama's defense, like Nick Saban, I got to assume, has assumed the controls, if not of the defense, then of the defensive backfield. Like, he probably told Kyle Scott to have a seat this week. I got it. Like, he probably took the way that they were getting torched just so personally. Like, here's the thing. Alabama put up over 700 yards of offense in that game, and Nick Saban was still pissed. Why? Because Ole Miss put up 647 yards of offense on Alabama. Never seen that before in my life. Never. I don't even think they put up 600 yards of offense in the game where Clemson handed them their head. Like, it's just not what I'm used to. You had a game where Najee Harris goes for over 200 bills, and you still only win by a What, 15-point margin? You still give up 48? Dog. Could not be me. Could not be me. All right. I do believe that is going to do it for this episode. Please subscribe to the RJ Young Show podcast, wherever it is you get your podcast. Rate it, review it, leave a 5-star review. Really comments, they just like to show up here and tell me how much I suck. Shout out to Music Boy 14 who left a 5-star review. Said, love the podcast and the detail that is put into the show each week. From recruiting, game updates, coaching, and now COVID updates, RJ is one of the best to do it. No matter your team, you will love this channel. Hopefully Oklahoma and LSU pick it up next week. Well, Oklahoma did. Go Tigers didn't. And he was laughing about me saying that they're going 5-5, but now y'all 3 wins away from making me correct. Or 3 losses away from making me correct. So hold up. Hold tight. All right. I will catch y'all in like an hour. Doses.